My name is Vanessa Miller, and my topic is on preventing coronary heart disease by eating or avoiding certain fats. Heart disease is a prominent disease in my family. My great-grandparents died from heart disease, one of my grandfathers currently has heart problems, and my 12-year-old cousin died from a heart problem when I was 8 years old. With so many family members having been or currently being affected by heart disease, I decided to do my project on coronary heart disease and trying to prevent this disease when people are younger, having not been affected yet. My primary research question is, what kind of fats should you eat and avoid to prevent coronary heart disease? To answer this question, I created 5 sub-questions. What is coronary heart disease? What fats cause coronary heart disease, and how do they differ from fats that help prevent coronary heart disease? Which foods have fat in them that correspond to bad fats? Which foods have fats in them that correspond to good fats? And how much fat should one consume in order to maintain optimal health? I will be exploring what types of foods, as well as the amounts to eat, to maintain optimal health to prevent coronary heart disease from developing. I started by looking at the different types of fats found in foods. Saturated fats are found in animal products. They are dense and usually found in solid form. Unsaturated fats are found in oils and nuts and aren't as dense as saturated fats, usually found in liquid form. Trans fats are hydrogenated fats, worse for you than saturated fats. These fats are man-made, found in many processed baked goods. As part of my research, I interviewed 3 cardiologists. Dr. Ian Sabir from AstraZeneca, who works on clinical trials for new drugs that affect the heart and kidneys. Dr. Richard George from AstraZeneca, who leads cardiology drug programs and previously imaged hearts at Johns Hopkins. And Dr. Mark Tuttle, who works at Beth Israel as an interventionalist cardiologist and a fellow in structural heart disease. I also interviewed Ms. Sonia Luisi, a registered dietitian who works at AstraZeneca through Flick Hospitality. She runs the health program for the Gaithersburg campus to educate employees about their health while creating healthy meals for lunch each day. Coronary heart disease is a buildup of plaque in arteries. Plaque is low-density lipoprotein cholesterol, or LDL cholesterol. When there is a larger ratio of LDL cholesterol than HDL cholesterol, high-density lipoprotein cholesterol, plaque builds up in arteries. While LDL cholesterol causes a buildup of cholesterol in arteries, HDL cholesterol takes cholesterol out of the arteries. The ideal situation is to have more HDL cholesterol, so cholesterol isn't building up in the arteries. But when there is a buildup of cholesterol in arteries, plaque forms on the walls of the arteries, narrowing the arteries and increasing the blood pressure, since the same amount of blood is pushing against the walls of the arteries with less space. Plaque buildup can cause pain from the neck to a person's stomach. It's a silent disease. Sometimes pain is brought on by exertion, but when there's pain while resting, the blockage needs to be removed soon before artery ruptures, causing a heart attack. When I asked about the leading cause of heart disease, all of the cardiologists that I interviewed agreed that smoking is one of the leading causes. While genetics does play a role, making certain people predisposed to developing coronary heart disease, this is a non-modifiable risk. For risks that a person can control, the main factors causing coronary heart disease are smoking, having diabetes, bad diets, not exercising, being overweight, and having high blood pressure. Saturated fats are considered the bad fats. Foods that have saturated fats also tend to have lots of cholesterol, which can cause coronary heart disease if too much is eaten. These fats are found in animal-based products, beef fat, pork fat, and chicken fat. Saturated fats and cholesterol are also found in dairy products, full-fat milk, full-fat butter, cream, coconut oil, full-fat cheese, and stick margarine. These are found in foods like pizza, ice cream, sausages, bacon, ribs, hot dogs, and pieces of meat where the fat is seen and can be scraped off. Scientists recommend a person consuming no more than 10% of their diet from saturated fats. Saturated fats have been found to increase a person's risk for coronary heart disease. When a saturated fat is replaced with an unsaturated fat, the risk goes down by 10 to 12%. For example, when sautéing vegetables, instead of using butter, a saturated fat, use olive oil, an unsaturated fat. However, when an intake of saturated fat increases by 5%, the risk for coronary heart disease increases by about 29%. Unsaturated fats are considered the good fats. These fats come from oils, seeds, nuts, and certain types of fish, which contain fish oil. Olive oil is considered a polyunsaturated fat, liquid at room temperature, and better to eat than butter. Polyunsaturated fats contain vitamin E's and omega-3 fatty acids, which have been proven to help prevent coronary heart disease. Eating 2 or more servings of omega-3 fatty acids, fish oil supplements, flaxseed oil, canola oil, sunflower oil, and soybean oil per week has been found to decrease coronary heart disease risk by about 30%. So people should be eating cold water fish like salmon and seeds like chia seeds, hemp seeds, and flax seeds. Unsaturated fats, polyunsaturated fats, and monounsaturated fats increase HDL cholesterol levels, helping to remove the LDL cholesterol from arteries. So by increasing the amount of unsaturated fats consumed and decreasing the amount of saturated fats consumed, HDL cholesterol increases and LDL cholesterol decreases due to HDL cholesterol removing LDL cholesterol from arteries, thereby decreasing a person's risk for coronary heart disease. There are other foods that can also help prevent coronary heart disease. Eating fiber has been proven to help decrease a person's risk for coronary heart disease. Fiber is found in grains like cereal, fruits, and starchy vegetables like corn, potatoes, and peas. While a study done to test the effectiveness of fiber reducing coronary heart disease risk found grains and fruits beneficial, vegetables were found to have no effect in reducing coronary heart disease risk. Whole grains should be consumed over refined grains. High glycemic loaded foods quickly release energy in fasting triglycerides, decreasing HDL cholesterol and increasing coronary heart disease risk. Foods with high glycemic loads include potatoes and white bread or foods with refined grain. Low glycemic loaded foods slowly release energy due to taking a long time to break down. So digestion is slower, decreasing a person's risk for coronary heart disease. By eating whole grain spaghetti, oats, rye, and barley, coronary heart disease is decreased. Other things that help reduce risk for coronary heart disease are folic acid, vitamin B12, vitamin C, vitamin E, and vitamin D. Overall, eating more whole grains, folic acid, fibers, nuts, leafy greens, vitamin C-rich fruit, and chicken and fish instead of red meats were found to decrease risk for coronary heart disease. Diets are short-term eating changes that a person will follow. It might be for a few weeks or a few months, but in the end, the person will go back to their regular eating style and pattern. A lifestyle is changing how and what a person eats for the rest of their life. These lifestyle programs allow a person to slowly change the way they eat to utilize their eating plan. For a person with coronary heart disease, they'll get recommended to be on the therapeutic lifestyle diet. This lifestyle diet lowers saturated fats, lowers cholesterol, lowers calories, and increases soluble fibers to ultimately decrease LDL cholesterol. It's important to note that serving sizes and portion sizes are different. Serving sizes are what's listed on the nutritional label as the standardized amount of food. A portion size is how much food a person actually eats. Someone may eat more than the serving size or less than the serving size. That's the portion size. When looking at how much food a person should eat per day, it's best to look at the different food groups. All information given is based on a 2,000 calorie diet. Not everyone does or should eat this many calories per day. Each day, a person should eat 2 cups of whole fruit, 2.5 cups of vegetables varying in color to get different antioxidants and vitamins, and 6 ounces of grain. Half should be whole grains. When it comes to protein, a person should consume 5.5 ounces of protein per day, consuming animal-based proteins and vegetable proteins. Animal proteins are from seafood, eggs, lean meats, and poultry. Vegetable proteins come from peas, beans, nuts, seeds, and soy products. It is best to get a variety from day to day. The final food group to be taken into account is 3 cups of dairy, preferably low-fat or fat-free. A variety of foods should be eaten for each meal, sticking to the healthiest foods. In addition to eating healthier, it's highly recommended that a person exercise daily. Exercising is beneficial to reducing coronary heart disease risk. If a person isn't currently exercising, they should start to slowly increase the amount of exercise they do. A person shouldn't try to do intense exercising immediately, but build up to it. Increasing heart rates for at least a half hour per day is ideal. There is no bad food. Food is good for us to eat. However, there's always the time and place to eat certain types of food and how much of the food. When deciding what to eat, a person needs to consider other foods that they've recently eaten and decide how much to eat. It isn't bad to eat a small portion. Unhealthy foods aren't foods that we should eliminate from our lives. We just shouldn't eat them often, and we shouldn't eat too much of them. Always look at the serving size and the amount of fat, sodium, sugar, and carbohydrates in the food. Make decisions knowing what is in the food. If I were to continue my research, I would look at other foods that can cause coronary heart disease. I might look at how blood sodium levels impact the heart and how blood sugar levels impact the heart. To help others and to show them that you care about them, share what you have learned here today. Help others to eat healthy to live a longer life. It's never too late to change how and what you eat. Finally, I would like to show you my sources for my research. Thank you for watching my presentation. I hope that you have learned something and changed an aspect of your diet to prevent coronary heart disease from developing in your future. Stay healthy.